I get to travel a lot, and Tennessee, as you travel, you learn this is a pretty nice place to travel across, right? We got hills, trees. Had to drive across Kansas a while back. You ever drive across Kansas? Man, that is a flat, cracked slab of asphalt going on right there. Like, I knew it was going to be flat. I didn't know you had to bring your own people. Did y'all know that? BYOP, I tell you. That tornado from The Wizard of Oz took just about everybody. But I don't know anything besides what I know. It's flat and it's desolate. I certainly don't know the highway patrol is extra sneaky in Kansas because they don't have nothing to hide behind. They drive Mustangs, Trans Ams, Camaros. Sometimes they're pulling a bass boat, and that's just cheating right there. But I didn't know. I'm in the right lane. Guy goes flying by me in a Trans Am. I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep up with that guy for a while. Yeah, I thought he had a radar detector. He had the radar, and I did not detect it. I needed a radar detector. So I start trying to catch up to him, and I mean trying. At the time, I still had my Dave Ramsey truck. Y'all know Dave Ramsey's. It says, drive it till it explodes and blows up on you. Had a 1996, 3 out of 4 cylinder, Isuzu pickup truck with a camper top on the back. That's a woman getter right there, ain't it, ladies? I'm trying to catch up to the guy. He starts slowing down. Then he speeds up. Then he slows back down. Then he starts swerving. I'm like, this guy has fallen asleep behind the wheel or something. I should get his attention and see if he's okay. You ever been so stupid you pulled the cops over? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to pull anybody over. I just start flipping my one good high beam at him for a little while. Roll down the window. I'm like, boo! I must have swallowed 13 skeeters before he pulled over. Big old Kansas sunflower seed spitting skeeters, you know what I mean? They could have stood on their tippy toes and pistol whipped a chicken. They were big. You know the ones when they hit your windshield, looks like they've been eating mashed potatoes and gravy all day? Somehow they got hold of a Twizzler. I don't know. Got the West Nile hanging off. Anyway, the guy pulls over in a big cloud of dust, and I'm like, all right, let's see what happens here. And I wait for him to get out, and he doesn't get out of his car. So I get out of my truck and walk up to his window. I just start pounding on the window. Meanwhile, he's been loading his revolver on the other side. Then he cracks the window, and I see he's an officer, and I got zero game plan. But I start thinking maybe I should get him for reckless driving before he tries to arrest me for speeding. Right? But I don't know how to arrest anybody. All I know is I'm watching the Andy Griffith Show my whole life. You know, I just walk up there, I'm like, hey! Would you mind rolling down the window? Yeah, roll her down. Want to get out of the vehicle there, buddy? You're a big one too, aren't you? Look at you. Want to know why I pulled you over? Because I'm an idiot. I thought I was going to prison right there. He's like, you're so weird, I'll drop you off wherever you want to go. I'm like, how about the Cracker Barrel? Thank you. Man, he did not laugh at all. He pulled me by the back of my shirt collar and threw me into his squad car, locked me in there by myself. Gets out, gets on his little shoulder sleeve. 5 minutes later, 6 more po-po pull up. I hadn't seen 6 people in Kansas in 7 days. All of a sudden, we got a party. Let's vote for the governor while we're all here, all right? Well, that's a quorum, ain't it? I bet nobody's ever said that before. That's a quorum, ain't it? But he gets back in the car and he's angry. He's like, first off, who pulled over who? I said, sir, I apologize. The way you were swerving around, it looked to me like you'd fallen asleep behind the wheel. He said, swerving around? I was trying to get behind you to pull you over for speeding, but you just wouldn't let me. I said, well, I didn't know who you were. Did you ever turn on your lights or your sirens? Because if you did, I think I missed them. Then he says this, he goes, well, you got me there. They went out on me yesterday. I'm like, well, I'll let you go if you let me go. He said, I can't let you go. Do you know how fast you were going back there? I said, I got no clue. My speedometer broke 7 years ago. He said, I was pacing you at one point. You were averaging 114 miles to the hour. What do you have to say about that? I'd say the same thing y'all would say. I said, sir, that is pretty good in a 3 out of 4 cylinder Isuzu pickup truck. I say print it out. That's going to help me with my trade-in value right there, ain't it? Take that into Carfax. Got to cut a deal, man. They said, what brings you out here to Kansas in the first place? I see you've got Tennessee license plates. I said, well, I was out here working, but I'm headed back now. He said, what kind of work brought you out here? I said, well, I'm a comedian. I was doing a fundraising show in Wichita, if you need to look into it. And it was quiet for, it seemed like an hour. He's like, comedian. I said, yes, sir. Well, I don't know how to tell you this, buddy, but I've been looking at your name here for about 7 or 8 minutes and been looking at your face here about half that time, and I don't recognize you. You must not be a very good comedian. He said that. He said, you ever been on Letterman or Kimmel or something like that? And I'm like, no. You ever been on Cops? That'll be on again in a few weeks if you want to see me on Cops. When ignorance attacks.